Joe, Decks and Drafts, wanted to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, as I've got all this space over here, don't worry, we're going to use it. We're going to use it. But there have been so many box openings, and there's so many people that are talking about the market, and oh my god, what is happening? Why our box is not $1,000 yet? Stupid crap like that. I wanted to change it up a little bit. I wanted to do something that I thought would be kind of fun. There's also a lot of cool deck techs and people talking about Monarch, but what we're not talking about, what I haven't seen a lot of, is what we're going to talk about today. So, to keep it real quick and real simple, today is my top 10 list of Monarch cards that are not for Monarch Heroes. How did the other guys get helped, and what are the things I'm super excited about? So what are the things that are janky? What are the things that are fun? What are the things that I think are game-changing for heroes? Stuff like that. So I'm going to give you my top 10 list, and we'll go through those, and I'll chat a little bit about them. As we are doing something a little bit different, a little odd, that's going to be a pun that makes sense in a sec. I'm switching it up from the drafts, and we're going into ciders today. St. Vrain Cidery. Out of Longmont, Colorado, dry chokeberry. This was the cider that we had at our wedding for people who couldn't handle beer, and that's okay. That's allowed. Cider and camaraderie is also good. As far as my glass, since I was in Seattle just recently, we went to the Odd Otter, and today I'm being a bit of an odd otter. Not gonna lie, that's right. Sort of talking about Monarch. So out in Tacoma, Washington, fantastic little place. I was a big fan of them. And, you know, it's like a librarian otter. How cool is that? So, I know, it's pink, and you know, I don't care. I do not care. It's good. To be perfectly fair, I did another podcast today for my profession, and I had Cake or Death, the Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Chocolate Stout, and that was 13%, and my face was a little bit wrecked. So, I gotta tone it down. Anyway, let's get started. Top 10 Monarch for not Monarch Heroes. Let's do this. Number 10, Valiant Dynamo. I know, it's a legendary. What do you think? Is my number one going to be a Fable? It's not going to be the Fable. This is actually the only legendary on the list, actually. I like Valiant Dynamo a lot. Let's go over it real quick. Warrior equipment, legs. It has 1 defense, battle worn, so when you defend with it, you put a -1 counter on it. If you attack twice or more with weapons this turn, regardless of if they hit, mind you, you could remove a -1 defense counter from that, from the boots. That's solid. That's some really good synergy, and I love being able to just, I can recur a little bit of defense here and there. That could be the difference between having to defend with a card from hand or not. And I think that's massive. I think that's awesome. The only reason that it's number 10, the only reason that I don't think it's so mind-blowing for like Kasai and Dorinthia is because it's replacing Refraction Bolters, which is going to give attacks go again. And I think that's pretty big. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can get go again onto those weapons, so I'm not terribly concerned, and that's why, you know, that's why it's still on this list. I do think that there's a lot of synergy and a lot of efficiency and a lot of cool stuff with that. But yeah, I can't complain about how good that card is. I think it's going to see a heck of a lot of play. So that's my number 10, the Valiants. Number 9, Rouse the Ancients. My God, Rouse the Ancients is a spicy little card, and I'm so excited for it. For starters, it's 3 to play. It's a pitch 3. Just in case you don't need it right now, it pitches for 3. That's solid. It has 0 attack, but wait, there's more. As an additional cost to play Rouse the Ancients, you can reveal any number of attack action cards from your hand with 13 or more total attack power. If you do, Rouse the Ancients gains +7 and go again. How is nobody looking at Bravo and saying this is a problem? That's going to be an issue. That's going to be a problem later. I love Rouse the Ancients for this kind of crap. You know what's especially funny? And don't worry, we're going to talk about this card later. You can use Rouse the Ancients with Belittle. And I can get a Minnowism. Why would I want to get a Minnowism? Well, I'm going to save why I care about that. I'll come back to it when I talk about it. But, oh, God. Being able to give it Dominate, give it Go again, and just to be annoying, and then you continue to go. Like, if I have this thing in the arsenal, I've got a hell of a turn. There's a big problem. I think Bravo gets nuts with Rouse the Ancients, and there's so many other cool opportunities with this card. I am such an absolute fan of it. I think it is just a powerhouse. So that's my number 9. I love Rouse. I want to see more of it. And I really think I really want to build a Bravo deck with it. I think that could be spicy. I think that could be pretty fun. We're 2 in. I need more. Number 8, Taralim from Lim. Talk about a game ender. And again, pitch for 3. It's like somebody thought about this and said, you might not need this right now. And I think this set is trying to teach people the value of maybe having the greatest cards in your hand are probably not the thing you want at the beginning. Duh. Taralim from Lim. Pitches for 3, costs 2 to play. Draw a card and then discard a random card from your hand. If a card with 6 or more attack power, is discarded this way, the next brute attack action card you play this turn gets plus X attack, where X is the base attack power. That's nuts. That's stupid. If I discard an Alpha Rampage and the next attack gets plus 9. Neat. That's cool. On top of, if I'm throwing that in Rhinar, that's all the Intimidate crap. Like, who looked at Taralim from Lim and said, that seems like it'd be good in Levia? No. Everyone looked at Rhinar and said, ah, shit. Okay. Okay. Man, you can really set up, just seriously, a game-ending turn with Taralim from Lim. And I am both excited and absolutely not excited to see this card get some regular play. Also, what I didn't add with that is KO. Use Taralim from Lim at, we'll say it's a 6, whatever, and then you roll the die and you swing for 12 plus the 6 from Taralim from Lim. Just stop. Just don't. It's disgusting. Both of them are great. I like it more in Rhinar because you probably will get that double Intimidate, but I just figured that was funny. I thought about it after I hit the stop button, so sorry for the cut. That's just scares me. Number 7, Warmonger's Recital. Again, we're going back to Monarch is trying to teach people how to play this game, I think, in a little bit more long-term strategy. Warmonger's Recital. The next attack action you play this turn gets plus 3 attack, or 2, or 1, depending on the pitch that you play it for. And if this hits, put it on the bottom of your deck. I love the ability to increase the power of something, make it probably it's going to at least hit for maybe 1 or 2. It puts pressure. And then if it's one of my big cards, one of those awesome cards, you're going to have to deal with it later in the game. I think that's one of those just strategies that most people just don't see all that much. Is, I'm going to have to deal with this later in the game. Abso-frickin-lutely. I'm not even going to tell you which hero that could apply to, because it's great for pretty much all of them, and it only costs 1 to do that. How terrifying would it be to be like, I'm going to Warmonger's Recital and hit you with Red in the Ledger, and it's going to go back into the bottom of the deck. It didn't even care that I'm going to get it later. I can go fish for it with Knock the Death Whistle or something like that. Just to get the Azalea spice going. I like Warmonger's Recital. I like being able to put stuff on the bottom. This was kind of the reason that Drone of Brutality was banned, was because that really did it at no cost, and there was just nothing expendable at that point. I like that we have this card that kind of brings that element of, it's not that we didn't want cards going back in the deck, we just didn't want it doing it willy-nilly. So you got to put a little extra work into it. It makes the card a heck of a lot better. Man, I like Warmonger's Recital. I see this popping up in little spurts in just about every deck. Don't know if it's top tier per se, just because I'm not necessarily good at that kind of like efficiency and really honing down. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's Hazel, if you hear her in the background. She has chosen to go a little insane. This is my little Warmonger's Recital. Back at the Cider. We're just going to do this every 2 cards. Why not? Number 6. Right? Yes. Number 6. Counting is hard. Continuing on the game wants to teach you how to play it. Let's talk about Seek Horizon for a sec. That's my number 6. Seek Horizon, 0 to play, 4, 3, or 2 attack, depending on pitch value. As an additional cost to play Seek Horizon, you may put a card from your hand on top of your deck. If you do, Seek Horizon gains Go Again. My god, this has done some work in Dash. It's done work in my Azalea. It's done work in my Data Doll. Yeah, I'm working on Data Doll. I'm making it happen. I don't know, it just, I love it. I love it a ton. I like being able to just set up that next turn. It's actually not terribly bad with like Visceri if I'm using the stuff that like reveals from the top of the deck as well. I don't that seems maybe a little, you're still a little too circumstantial there. I love being able to have this with Azalea, being able to just put my arrow on top and then load and then we go. It's actually one of the reasons I'm reconsidering playing with Redliner instead of the Death Dealer. Because one of the problems with Death Dealers, you have to draw. Well, now I know I've set up, and I'm setting it up on a regular basis. And since Azalea has so little actual pressure, she's got to do a lot of work to just get a little pressure in. I love that Seek Horizon is an attack with pressure, and you get to help her engine out, and you kind of get to use that. It really helps in both ways. I like Seek Horizon a lot for stuff like that. And then, of course, stuff like Data Doll. Man, play Seek Horizon. Put a incubation chamber on top, and then I'm gonna 0 to 60 or something. Boost it. Done. Works great. Works wonders. I love it. I love setting up that stuff. Seek Horizon, real solid. Number 5, Frontline Scout. Because you don't see a lot of in this game is control, because nobody wants to play Bravo, at least not in my community, and Bravo is pretty much control, and everyone thinks Azalea sucks, and Azalea is pretty much control. Frontline Scout. 0 to play, 3, 2, or 1, I'm sorry, depending on the pitch that you play it for. You may look at the defending hero's hand. If Frontline Scout is played from Arsenal, it gains Go Again. You know who I want to see this with? You know where I'm putting this deck, or putting this card? I'm putting the blue cost. I don't care if it hits. I really don't care if it hits. I'm putting the blue cost in Kano. Because everybody looked at Frontline Scout and immediately jumped to Chains of Eminence. Chains of Eminence and Aura, it plays for 0. When it enters the arena, name a card. Named card can't be pitched, played, or used to defend while Chains of Eminence is in the arena. And then at the beginning of your action phase, destroy Chains of Eminence. There's a few things here to talk about for a moment. The first thing being that if I play I'm going to play Frontline Scout on my turn, and then I could play the Chains of Eminence to call something out that I see. That is also on the opponent's turn. So when I redraw for Kano, I can find like a blue pitch or something in their hands and say, you don't get to play that during this crap that I'm going to do this turn, and whatever I'm about to do to you on your turn next turn. Neat. Have a ball. That's going to be I like it. I like it. I also just like it for kind of good setup. I know what's coming. I know the chances of things. I know maybe what the next hit is going to be. Plus it's also 0. So if it's in the arsenal, I make pretty much no investment, to just see what your hand is and be like, oh, I'm about to get raffle stomped. Maybe I hold things instead of try to go all out. I really like Frontline Scout. I think that it's just something that is like a really heightened play thing. This is another one of those, I don't know if it's going to be a top tier thing. I don't really see that happening because it just doesn't seem like terribly efficient for things. Like, it feels like that's not a great benefit. I shouldn't have to care what's in your hand, really. But those heroes like Kano, like Azalea, like Bravo, where kind of knowing what's there, or being able to kind of plan for it or shut things down because of Chains of Eminence, absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. I really like Frontline Scout an absolute ton. 6 in. Cider time. That is really good. I'm going to have to get through this a little faster, though, because it's not necessarily that great warm. Anyway, number 4. The card that if you saw this come out in sealed, if you saw this come out in limited, you just said, ugh, really? And I still believe that's the case in the right deck here, and that's Surging Militia. Surging Militia, 2 to play, 5 attack, 4 or 3 depending on your pitch. Surging Militia has 1 plus 1 attack for each non-equipment card defending it. Oh my god, are you kidding? If this thing is blocked, it becomes a 6. If it's blocked twice, it becomes a 7, and probably gets whatever over is happening. Man, Surging Militia is spicy. You know where I really find it to be spicy personally? And this is, all of these things are up for, like, yell in the comments if I'm just wrong. I like this in Visceri. I really like this card in Viserai because no matter what, everything sucks for you. If you try to block Surging Militia, which is still going to be if at 5, if you do the red, that's still a big problem on top of all the crap that's happening with whatever the rune chants I've been building up. Even if this comes in, you're burning card to just like, oh, I'm still going to get hit for things. And then you're still getting the pincer stuff. It's just, the point of Surging Militia was that the more you resist against it, the worse it gets. That's the point of a Surging Militia. If you don't understand that, feel free to make some stupid comment on Twitter and see how well that works for you. And I think that that's Viserai's thing, is, you know, there's so much to resist that it just becomes a massive problem the more you try to do it. The more you sit there and like, I'm just going to wait for all the rune chants. No, you're not. Because it's going to suck. I think Surging Militia really helps out with that. On top of that, I don't necessarily have another hero in mind as far as how great this could ultimately be. I think it's just a good, solid, all-around card for a lot of heroes. Naturally, there's some that don't particularly care. Katsu, Ira, like the ninjas, don't care. Azalea doesn't care because she doesn't like the 2-pitch things. Rhinar naturally probably doesn't care, but even things like Dash, even cards like Dash, this is a great surprise. We're gonna boost swing with Surging Militia as number 2, maybe pop the accelerators and then go again, and then just keep doing crap. Surging Militia is a spicy batch of nonsense, and I like it. I like it a lot. Number 3, oh god, I was teetering back and forth between whether or not this was 3 or 1, honestly. Exude Confidence. Exude Confidence is nuts, and I honestly think it is one of my favorite cards in the set altogether. But this is more about how did the previous heroes get helped. But man, oh man, talk about a game ender. Talk about a game ender. 0 to play, 4 attack. While Exude Confidence is not defended by a card with equal or greater attack value, the defending hero can't play or activate instance or defense reactions this combat chain. And then, just for good measure, just for fun, for the lulz, as an instant for 3 pitch, Exude Confidence gains +2 attack. Activate this ability only while Exude Confidence is attacking. So surprise, it's a 6, it's an 8, it's a 10, it's a whatever. You know what it's in? It's in Dash. Oh god, I'm putting this in Dash. If there ever was a card that made me want to play Cognition Nodes, like seriously consider putting Cognition Nodes in Dash, it's Exude Confidence. Cognition Nodes. Put a Steam counter on Cognition Nodes. If it's out, it's a 1-cost item for Dash. Remove a Steam counter from Cognition Nodes. Target attack action card gains. If this hits, put it on the bottom of your deck. Just being able to play this thing over and over and over. And yeah, there's Warmonger's Recital, but I really kind of want the cards in my hand to use for the pitch value, so I don't really like having Warmonger's Recital. I like just bringing him back. So I get a Cognition Nodes out, and I get Convection Amplifier, which gives this thing Dominate, and we just get to do this over and over and over and over. And oh god, and then with if this is like the second attack, then I've got the accelerators, and whatever the next thing is, you can't use defense reactions against, and it just gets real bad. This card ends games. It ends games, and I love it, and I think it's so cool, and whoever that check is on the card really needs to be a hero in Kingdoms. Like, I see banners, like, I see Kingdom banners over on the right side and whatnot, and something happens. I see, like, dragons and shit. This is me, like, looking at the card real close, because I can't see over here, because there's nothing there. That's weird. God, I love this card. I love this card. I feel like it's going to be a staple. I feel like you're going to see it pop up in tier 1 decks, and it's going to be like that one-off, and people are like, I don't necessarily know, and then it's going to show up, and they're going to be like, oh, that's why. That's why. I get it. All right. Exude Confidence is a little bit janky. Actually, I'm sorry. What? That was 8. That was 8. Hold on. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Exude Confidence. There's a little bit of jank going on with that. Number 2, I've been using this in my data doll, and I love it. And I'm gonna use it in Bravo, and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it in some goofy shit, and I'm so excited. And that's Belittle. Belittle is my second favorite card of the set. And you'd be like, why the heck? Why in the shit is Belittle your second favorite card in the set? Like, after everything we've gone through, really? This is 2? This is number 2? Let's talk about it. It's 1 to play. Yeah, but whatever. Because we'll get there. We'll get there. As an additional cost to play Belittle, you may reveal an attack action card with 3 or less base attack from your hand. If you do, Cider burps. Sorry. If you do, search your deck for a card named Minnowism, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Oh my god, it's a tutor. It's a frickin' tutor. And you're probably saying, if you like Belittle, why don't you like Minnowism? Why is that not on here? I don't care about Minnowism. I don't care at all about Minnowism. I think the card kind of, it's great for Benji. Good job, Benji. It's awesome. But man, being able to play a card, being able to play an attack that gets go again, that lets me go find a card and put it in my hand, and you bet your ass that Minnowism is going to be a blue. It's going to be a 3-pitch. I don't really care about the effect. I care about being able to pitch for 3. And that's why I find it funny in Bravo to start off with a belittle. Like, pitch for 3, show you a belittle, show you rouse the ancients. Show you rouse the ancients. And put a blue Minnowism that's going to pay for that rouse the ancients in your hand. And then, you know, the other 2 cards that you have are going to they could be the 8 and the 6. And that's assuming that there wasn't something in the arsenal. I love Belittle being able to actually just get you resources. Like I said, I'm using it in my data doll right now, and it is a game changer. An absolute game changer. Because I get Belittle, and I play Belittle, I get to swing for a little bit, whatever, ankle biter. I don't even care. It's another one of those where I don't care if it hits. That's cute. I get Minnowism in my hand. I got a 3-pitch that I can pay for my plasma purifiers, my induction chambers, my pistol, and then it's pitched. So we do it again. So all I really need to have is maybe 1 Minnowism and then 2 or 3 belittles, and I get to use the Minnowism like 3 or 4 times. That's solid. That's real solid, especially especially in like Data Doll where I'm doing a lot of shuffling back into the deck. If I do like Remembrance, if I shuffle it, I can get it again. God, I love Belittle. I love that it's just a combo card for probably not the reason that it was intended for, and that just slays me. That just frickin' kills me. And I think there's so much jank that you can do with that. I ankle bite you, but I've got suddenly 3 more resources in my hand. That's a real problem. That's a real problem, and I love it. I love it so much. I know nobody's going to play it. It's going to be one of those things that it's going to be a me thing, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited, but not nearly as excited about the jank of the last card, which by now you've probably heard. I haven't said it yet, and it's a janky card. You probably know what it is, but I'm going to cut so I don't screw that up. All right, you can guess this one. You can guess this one. It's Sonata. It's Sonata Arcanix. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with the jankiness and the hilarity that this card is? And let's go ahead and throw the nonsense in Visceri because it's going to get real bad real quick. So let's talk about Sonata. It's 2 times X to play. That's going to matter here in a sec. Reveal the top X plus 3 cards of your deck. So if I pitch for 6 when I play this card, I am revealing half that plus 3. So 3 plus 3, I'm revealing 6 cards from the deck. For each non-attack action card I reveal in that way, put an attack action card revealed into your hand. Then deal arcane damage to target hero equal to the number of cards put into your hand this way. So if I show you 6 cards and 3 of them are non-attacks, 3 of them are attacks, I pull the 3 into my hands, I deal 3 arcane damage to you, then shuffle the deck, banish Sonata Arcane, and then we go again. Oh my god. Okay. Lot of things going on here. First things first, everybody's talking about Bloodsheath Skeletta, which is for the number of rune chance tokens that you have, the next card that you get is reduced by X. And then you just stack up a ton and you draw a ton of cards from it. Yeah, I love that. I think that's awesome, and you bet I'm going to try to do something like that. The thing that I'm a little sad about with Sonata is that really, like, if there's any card that shows you why there are zero cost attack actions in Visceri unless you do a little bit of work, I really think it's because of this card. Because I looked at this card and said, you know what I really want to do? Because it doesn't say Runeblade attack action, it just says attack action. So I'm going to load up with like the 0 cost generics. How about that? And we're just going to go, you know, let's do Ravenous Rabble. Like, I'm going to show you 12 cards, I'm going to get 6 of them, and they're all going to be Rabbles. Neat. or some nonsense like that. I do think that Sonata gets substantially better for Viserai, for really anybody, and I like it in Viserai because if I am going to like play other cards, like if I start with a lead the charge, this gets messy real fast. But I got other ideas for this. It's just being able to swing so many times on top of this with the arcane damage that keeps sneaking in over and over, especially if you saved up that first one from Monster Arcanix. That means the next thing you do brings all those rune chants with it. Ugh. God, that's devastating. I'm excited for July. I think it's July when Unlimited Crucible of War comes out, because I don't like a lot of Arcane Rising cards with Sonata. You know what I really like is Meet and Greet. Meet and Greet's great because it costs 1. It's 4/3 or 2 attack if needed. If Meet and Greet hits, create a rune chant token. If you've dealt arcane damage to an opposing hero, it gets go again. It's one of those few that actually get go again. So that's also kind of why I like lead the charge if I can pull it off. I usually have lead the charge in Viserai because really nothing has go again. But Meet and Greet has go again. And if I just pulled like 5 of them, neat, because I probably dealt arcane damage with the Sonata. And if not, I've got like a whole bunch of other ones coming at you. Something is hitting you, and then go again, 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 go again. Neat, go again. Man, it's gonna be. It's going to be nuts. Consuming Volition is also a part of this. You know, if you deal arcane damage, if it hits, then they discard a card. If they even have any cards to discard, you pretty much, like, the second you do this, if it pops, if you even mildly pop this thing, their next turn is ruined. It's just over. Rattlebones, don't get me started. Dread Triptych, if you've played a non-attack action, create a rune chant. If you've dealt arcane damage, create a rune chant. If this hits, create a rune chant. The first 2 are happening no matter what, likely. Are you just, man, so much Crucible of War makes Sonata Arcanix just absolutely nuts, and it's so much fun to try to make it pop. It's so much fun. Like, this is one of the very, very few cards in this game, not just this set, this game, that I want to build an entire deck around, and I want to watch it work. Is it going to win tournaments? No. Is it going to be the story at the tournament? You bet your ass it will be. If I went 1-3, 1-4, but that Sonata on that 1 win popped for like 6, that I'm good for the day. I'm having the time of my life. So that's my top 10 list. Quick recap just down the line. Valiant Dynamo at number 10, Rouse the Ancients number 9, Taralim for limit 8, Warmonger's Recital at number 7, Seek Horizon at 6, Frontline Scout at number 5, Surging Militia at number 4, 3 is Exude Confidence, 2 is Belittle, and number 1 is Sonata Arcanix. With that ends the 10. That ends the cider, and that ends the video. If you have any thoughts, ideas, comments, what did I miss? I probably missed a lot. You probably have a completely different list. You're probably immediately looking at me and saying, you mean you didn't put Nourishing Emptiness to talk about Kano? No, I didn't. Because it's the only time it doesn't suck. The end. It's the only time don't get me started. It's not my top 10 list. But I would love to hear your thoughts. How did the old heroes get helped? Let's remember. Let's remember our heroes from way back when, before Monarch. And comment below and let's have a chat. This is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Cheers, guys.